Tibial plateau fracture people. I've got 3 exercises that are gonna help you walk pain-free. This was my knee, 7 screws in a plate, 6 weeks, 2 days later, I was dancing salsa. Now, you might not want to dance salsa, but I definitely bet you want to walk pain-free. And I can promise you, it's not gonna happen on its own. I'm sorry. However, the fact that we were non-weight bearing for X amount of weeks means our muscles got weak. And the sedentary life that we just have in 2026 is not gonna help. So you need to focus on these individual muscles to bring the form, the strength back in your leg so you can walk pain-free. It's not difficult, but you need to do them. So watch this video, do the 3 exercises I'm showing, because there's still something I do to this day, and start strengthening your leg, and I guarantee walking pain-free is gonna come much faster and much easier than you could ever think of. All right, tibial plateau fracture people, this is one of my favorite exercises actually for the perineals, so the muscles on the outside of your leg that turn your foot into eversion, and actually, believe it or not, even the lateral line on the upper leg. So what you can see here is I've got this really like extended TheraBand actually, and I'm working on the eversion of my ankle. So from here, what I'm trying to do at the beginning is almost isolate just this knee down position so I can really focus on those perineal muscles. However, as my leg gets tired, what I will start doing is air quotes cheating. So what I allow myself to do now is go ahead and externally rotate my leg with like my upper leg with my lower leg. This is quite cool because you're going to fire some of the hip muscles, which are also very important for the stability of our knee. But this also then allows me to move a little bit more functionally, because I would argue that very rarely are we going to move in life where only the lower leg would move. But this also allows me to get this eccentric contraction or focus on the eccentric contraction. And what that is when the muscle is lengthening under tension. So as I pull my foot into eversion, this is the shortening of those muscles. But as I allow it to control, go back if you will, this is getting the elongation. Those muscles are lengthening under control, and this is where all the magic happens. So I really like this overexertion external eversion exercise, because also if we had a lateral fracture, these muscles are directly where the screws and the plates are. So this is a great way to strengthen that muscle, get more blood flow back in that muscle, and just help the overall movement, mobility, and at the end of the day, well, strength. So at the end of the day, your pain. All right, so now we have the inversion exercise. So this is going to be the exact opposite of what we just did. I'm sorry for the angle. I really can't find a good angle where I can shoot this. So hopefully this is clear. I've got the second camera with kind of a strange angle, but hopefully you can see what I'm doing. And this is also my broken leg, which is interesting because as you see, as I pull back, I don't know if you can recognize it, but I have this like skipping motion as I come back. I do not have that on my opposite leg. So that shows me that I should probably do this exercise myself a little bit more. And what is also interesting is the posterior tibialis. So this muscle that runs behind our bone, which is very important for the prevention of our ankle collapsing, I should say. So overpronation, this is a fantastic way to work this muscle. And I'm actually a little bit surprised that mine is burning so much. Maybe it was because I trained it yesterday. However, this just goes to show how important these exercises are to always do. Just because we broke our leg. We have a pretty sedentary life just with the work-life balance that we have. So it's not surprising that these muscles sometimes fatigue a little bit sooner and quicker than we expect. So as you can see, I'm just getting this overexertion and this inversion now. And I also start internally rotating my hip at the end, which is fine because that then allows me to focus more on that eccentric contraction as it's coming out. So I would suggest getting a TheraBand, getting quite a bit of tension under the band, because we want this overexertion where we first isolate the foot, but then B, start using our entire leg, because when we're moving in life, there's very little isolation. It's more of this overall kinetic chain working together. Now we have the balancing abduction with a bend. Now this one is really cool because you're probably going to feel in both legs. A lot of times what I do is I like to overcross the midline of my body to really get this left lateral glute and IT band and leg to fire, so the abduction, but I also feel it in the opposite hip because I have to stabilize myself, especially as I cross over the midline, and find the strength, if you will, to power into the ground, and then also get that leg to abduct. So adduction, ADD, is when it comes in. I think about adding to the body. Abduction, abduction, as we often say in the UK, I'm in Germany, but we said that in the UK when I was there quite often, was when we pull this leg out. So you can see balance-wise, and talking and focusing on both cameras, this is not the easiest thing in the world. However, ironically enough, this is my broken leg, and I feel that much more in my right glute area, which is fantastic because that means when I do the other side, when I'm standing on my broken leg and I start doing the abduction with my right, it's really gonna fire that glute muscle, which is fantastic because a lot of times as this muscle gets weak, we want to internally rotate and kind of fall in, which puts a terrible pressure on anyone's knee, and since ours was broken, that's exactly what we don't want. So focusing on getting this bilateral strength, meaning being able to turn around, which I won't do for the camera purpose, and get the strength in both of these legs, more strength, endurance, I would say, is a fantastic exercise. So if you're not able to stand yet, that's fine. You can skip this exercise and still do the other two, or you can also lie on the side and just do this without any weight, because that will be fantastic for the mechanics of your knee and also to get a little gravity to put some pressure on your knee and also that scar tissue. All right, as always, thank you for taking the time to trust me with your injury and these videos. I hope they helped as much as they continue to help me. And as always, I have two options. I've got a paid membership program with weekly coaching calls, and I also have a free option of a mini course backed with a Facebook group that will help you get the results you need to get. So a completely free option or a paid option. There is literally something for everyone. So check the links below. Comment if you have any questions, and share this video with anyone you know that has had a knee surgery and is not back to pain-free walking like they should. It doesn't just have to be a tibial plateau fracture. Any surgery, if people are not walking like they should, this video will help them. Please share it with them because there's no reason we should be walking without pain.